be a very rich and creamy vegetarian gravy based recipe which is inspired from the royal kitchens of the Nizams or the Divans, and that's why it's called the Nizami or Divani handi. And handi because it was traditionally made in earthen clay pots or handi, but you can make it in any vessel of your choice, be it a kadhai or a wok. Of course, when you make it in handi, then we get the rustic flavor into it. So if you have an earthen pot or handi at your home, then do make use of it. It'll enhance the taste for sure, but even otherwise it tastes amazing. So let's get started. And if you're coming for the first time to The Fusion Theory, then do consider subscribing by hitting on that subscribe button, and while doing so, don't forget to press on that bell icon so that you don't miss out on any notifications. And if you like this video, then do give it a thumbs up by hitting on that like button. Now let's get started. So to make the Sabz Nizami handi, we'll begin with sauteing the cauliflower. So here I have heated a pan and have put some oil, and into it I have added cauliflower as required. Also I'm going to add chopped French beans as required and going to toss both of these together. Now you may add any vegetable of your choice. You may also add potato, capsicum. I'm going to add peas after some time. Now we don't want to cook these vegetables thoroughly. Only it should be cooked till 70 to 80% because rest we're going to cook it in the gravy. Now into it I'm going to add some chopped carrots and fry these together. So the toughest vegetable goes first and then followed by the rest. I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder. Now this gives a very nice red color to the veggies, and we are not going to use any food color over here, that's why. Now I'm not adding any turmeric over here, only red chili powder for the color. Now vegetables are done as we want it to be. Now take them out and keep them separately. I'm not going to add any salt at this point because I want to maintain the crunch of the veggies. So the veggies are done. Next, in the same pan, we're going to add some more oil and add cashews, 5 to 6 in numbers. And Bedgi red chilies 3. Now if you want to replicate the restaurant like fiery orange or red color into your gravies without adding any food color, then you must add Kashmiri red chilies or Bedgi red chilies into your gravies like me, because they add very nice color into the gravies without making them very spicy. So here's a tip. Next I'm going to add roughly chopped tomatoes, 3 in number. So to help it soften, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt and fry these tomatoes for 2 to 3 minutes until they soften a little. Next, I'm going to add water, 1 cup. Now let it boil for 10 minutes or at least till the water reduces to half. Now once it's done, remove from the flame and let it cool down completely and then grind into a smooth paste. Now it's very important to let it cool down completely before you grind it, because when you grind it when it's still hot, then you might end up losing the color a little. So that's another tip. Next, we are going to move to the masalas. So into a bowl, I'm going to add turmeric, half teaspoon, coriander powder, 1 tablespoon, cumin, half teaspoon, kasuri methi powder, half teaspoon, Kashmiri red chili powder, half teaspoon. Add little water and mix everything together. Now let the mixture stay for at least 10 minutes so that the masalas are well combined and also absorb the water and the consistency thickens. Now this is something which will avoid the masalas from getting burned in the oil. Also in the royal kitchens in the earlier times, they used to use silbatta or the mortar and the pestle for grinding the masalas. They used to freshly grind the masalas and make them. Now here's a small trick to replicate the same ancient texture of masalas without having to use much of your elbow grease. Now the masala is done. It's time to make the main gravy. Now next, into an earthen pan, I'm going to heat oil 1 tablespoon and ghee 1 tablespoon. You may use only oil or also only ghee. Now you may also use your regular kadhai for making the same. Once the ghee melts and the oil is hot enough, I'm going to add bay leaf 1, black cardamom 1, green cardamom 3, cinnamon half an inch, cloves 3 to 4, black peppercorns 7 to 8. Now let these fry over low flame for 2 to 3 minutes. Next I'm going to add finely chopped onions 2. Here I have used 2 large onions, and fry these onions until they become golden brown. Now every time you make a North Indian delicacy, make sure the onions are cooked really well and they turn golden brown. Unlike your continental recipes, the North Indian recipes calls for the onions to be turned golden brown and cooked really well. Next I'm going to add ginger garlic paste 1 tablespoon, and also cook this until the raw smell of the ginger and garlic goes away. Next, I'm going to add 2 large tomatoes finely chopped. And to help the tomatoes cook fast, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. Mix it. Now cover and cook it for 4 to 5 minutes or until the tomatoes are cooked thoroughly. Now 4 to 5 minutes are over. Let's check the tomatoes. Now tomatoes have nicely cooked. Now we are going to add the soaked masala mixture and let it cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. Next goes the chili, tomato and cashew paste, and look at the color. It looks so nice just because we have used Bedgi chili over here. You may also use Kashmiri red chilies, but Bedgi and Kashmiri red chilies are the 2 chilies that you really need for this kind of color. Next, I'm going to add the veggies and also boiled peas. Now mix everything until the veggies are nicely covered and coated in the masala. Next, we'll add water. Around 1 cup of water should be fine because we do not want it to be a runny consistency. This is going to be a thick gravy. Mix it, cover and allow it to cook for another 5 to 7 minutes or until the veggies are completely done. Now 5 to 7 minutes are over. Let's check our gravy. So it's nice and bubbling. You can see. At this point, we'll check the seasoning because we have already added enough salt to soften the tomatoes. So add salt according to your taste. Next, add garam masala, half teaspoon, and mix it. Next, we'll add fresh cream, 2 tablespoons. Of course, it's a royal delicacy, so cream has to go. And as soon as you mix the cream into the gravy, the whole gravy gets elevated to some other level. You can see the rich color and the thickness. It looks amazing and tastes even better. So the gravy is done. Next, we're going to prepare a tadka for the gravy. So for the tadka, into a tadka pan, I'm going to heat some clarified butter, around 1 tablespoon. Into it goes cashews. Around 8 to 10 cashews should be fine, or you may add as per your liking. Now let the cashews turn little golden, and then we are going to add ginger juliennes as required. Now let these juliennes crackle and turn slightly golden. We'll switch off the flame and next add dry kasuri methi leaves, half teaspoon, green chilies and chopped coriander, 1 tablespoon. Now let these crackle for a while and take them off the flame. Now it's time to serve. So into a serving bowl, we are going to add the gravy first and then top it up with the tadka. Now this gravy is incomplete without this tadka because this tadka elevates the level to some other heights. And drizzle some cream on top. So that's your amazing Sabz Nizami Handi. You must try this recipe. It tastes amazing with rumali roti or with tandoori roti, anything of your choice, or plain paratha. Just dig into it and you will reach heavens of delight. I can bet you on that. So on that note, see you soon with another amazing recipe. Till then, happy cooking to you.